How's my arm feel? Oh yeah, we threw it around a little bit. Getting older, So, but I feel good.
How do you feel about Jordan's week of work here?
I thought Jordan did a great job. He's really locked in, and I think the guys around him have done an outstanding job. Just they're they put the work in. We're ready to go, and we'll give it our best shot against a great football team.
How do you make sure that the situation going on right now isn't a distraction in the locker room?
The situation of not having our quarterback.
With Aaron and the drama that's been unfolding?
You know what? I don't even know anything about it. I just was briefly talked about it with Jason. So, I think our locker room is totally focused at the task at hand. I think that's always been the case. I think they do a great job of worrying about playing football and then going out there and giving our best effort.
You might not know about it yet, but a lot of people do, and I'm sure you'll become more aware of what Aaron said today. Do you have any issue with the timing of his statements and it causing an additional distraction for your team?
I'm not worried about that being a distraction. I'm worried about going to play against a really good football team, and that's just always been our mindset here.
What does having Devontae back on the field? Obviously you guys went to Arizona against a really good team and were able to come back with a win. What does he bring to the table with having a younger quarterback like Jordan at home?
Well, anytime you have the best receiver in the league, that's definitely a calming influence out there in the huddle. The guy that's been through it can do anything that you ask him to do, and I think he'll be very, very supportive of not only Jordan but the other 10 guys in the huddle.
Hey Matt, back in 2007, I don't know where were you, Omaha Beach, but
I don't even remember.
So Rod, these guys go to Dallas. Favre gets hurt. Rodgers comes in, plays really well. It kind of solidifies what that regime was thinking about what he was. When you look at Jordan, though, you've obviously watched him every practice. He got all the extra work this year, but last year was kind of a COVID red shirt for a lot of those rookies. How good of a feel do you have for what you have in him as you get ready for this game? Like, do you have a pretty good idea of what he is and what he's capable of being, or are you still, even now, kind of trying to figure out exactly who he is and where he's headed?
Well, I think that's the case for most young players. They've had to go through it, and they've got to grow and learn and develop. And I think that he's come a long way, but by no means is he a finished product. And it's going to be a great opportunity for him to get his feet wet for the first time in a meaningful game, being that the regular season. So it'll be a great learning experience for him, and I'm just excited for his opportunity.
So when you talked about this last week without Devontae too, you seem very authentic when you say that it's a great challenge. That you're not just saying that because it sounds good. But as a challenge for you, how hard is it to figure out exactly how to plan a game, to give him opportunities and put trust in him to make plays, because that's going to be his job, and also try and take as much off of him? Is that a difficult balancing act? It's one thing when the wide receiver is missing. It's a lot different when it's the quarterback, right?
Yeah, I think there's so many things that Aaron does and brings that it would be foolish for us to ask Jordan to do some of those same things. I think playing that position, I think it's the toughest position to play in all of sports. And so we just got to make sure that we put him in a position so he can go out there and play fast, not overthink things. And some of the stuff we're going to have to adjust because, how our situation affects the Kansas City Chiefs game plan. I'm sure it has some effect on them as well. So I think both sides are probably going to feel it out a little bit at first, and whoever can adjust the best is going to be in a position to win the game.
Is it hard to be able to determine what those things are that Jordan can do when you haven't ever seen it before? Like, how do you, at least on this stage? I mean, you're asking him to go do something else.
Well, I think we have a pretty good idea of where he is right now, and the things he's comfortable with, and there's been a lot of communication. Obviously, he's gotten all the reps. I do think that the offseason provided him a good opportunity to experience some of these plays for the first time. And so, you just try to draw on those past experiences that he's had, whether it's, during OTAs or training camp or in the preseason games, to get a feel for what he's most comfortable with. So, because you want a guy that's going to go out there and be confident in what he's doing. And I think he will be.
What did you like best about what you saw out of him in practice this week?
It's hard to pinpoint one thing. I just think that his calm demeanor, I think that, this is something that he's been preparing for his whole life. And now it's his opportunity to go out there and showcase what he can do. But it's not just him. It takes everybody. And we always talk about football being the ultimate team sport. And we need everybody around him to be at their best. We're going into a hostile environment against the two-time AFC champions. So it is going to be a great challenge.
Some 111s are larger than others, though, right? Yeah, no, you can.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about the guy that handles the ball in every play. So I do think the quarterback position, one thing that we've always kind of talked about is, a lot of times QBs will get too much blame when you lose, and sometimes they get too much credit when you win. But, yeah, they obviously have a huge responsibility in terms of, because everything's going through them, from the communication to the other 10 guys in the huddle to the whole operation flows through the quarterback.
I'm sorry if Jason or Tom or someone sent out an email already. I was watching a radio show. Have you made a decision on what you're going to do with David and MVS? And is that something you're going to do tomorrow? Have you already done it? Where does things stand with those two guys?
Yeah, I'll let you guys know on kickoff.
You have to, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have to ask you rules. I should know this. Do you have to make decisions on both of them tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Zoom. Sarah, go ahead.
Yep, we just have two. Go ahead, Lance Allen.
Okay, you got me?
Gotcha, Lance.
Matt, sorry to ask you this because I know you had said you didn't hear a lot of the radio interview.
Then don't ask it, Lance. Ask something about the Kansas City Chiefs or our football team. I'm not going to answer anything else.
The only thing I wanted to ask, and you can answer obviously however you want, is he said he took ivermectin, and obviously
I don't even know what I don't know what that I don't even know what that word or term is. So I mean, I don't know what you're trying to get from me.
I was just going to ask, as far as like the team doctor or team officials, are you okay with alternative medicine, or whatever, as opposed to what the team or the doctor recommends for the team?
Yeah, I have no thought on that right now. I told you guys earlier, my thought lies with our team and finding a way to beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
And last one, Tom Silverstein.
Hey, Matt, quick one, and then I wanted to follow up. Are you going to listen to that interview?
Most likely, no.
Okay. My second question was about Jordan Love, and you mentioned about his calm demeanor, and I'm wondering, how much have you really gotten to know what he's made of, both as a competitor, as a thinker, as just someone who can relate to players? Do you feel like you have all of that information with him? Do you feel like you've gotten to know him that well?
Yeah, I mean, we've all spent a lot of time together, and I think he's been unbelievable as a teammate. I watch him interact with his teammates, and he's been great in the quarterback room. He's so supportive of Aaron and Kurt, and does a great job. He's a valued member of this football team, and he's going to get an opportunity to go out there and showcase his abilities on Sunday.